Yo, what's going on, everyone? I wanted to share with you all how to create a custom Digimon in Digimon Storytime Stranger. Um, I'm a total Blender noob. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I basically managed to do my mods by following, tutorials that other people gave me in the modding Discord server. If you want to join there, check it out. There are lots of people that are happy to help when they have the time. Obviously, we're all busy, with life and doing our own mods and all that, right? So we might not have the time to respond. So yeah, I thought I'd do this tutorial just to show how to, do the whole process, right? There are some things that I don't know. So even if you ask me in the comments, this isn't working, how do you fix that, I might not know the answer because I'm a total noob, like most of you. So yeah, if you want to learn, just watch the video. I'm currently working on a mod for all the Digimon Sovereign. It's right here. Yeah, and so the last Digimon I need to add. All the other ones aren't finished anyways, but not completely. But the last one I need to add to the group is Huanglongmon Rune mode. I think it's Rune mode. Yeah. Or Rise mode or whatever. So yeah, let's get started. First thing you got to do is you got to download one of these mods. I'll put one of these models. Sorry, I'll put a link in the description. It'll generally be from Digimon Rearise or Digimon U Century. Those are the two main mobile games with lots of models that have decent quality. Rearise is generally easier because the models, I think the game is based off of Cyber Sleuth, the previous game, if you don't know, in the story series of Digimon games. With Rearise, it's easier to import Digimon because they have animations that work with Cyber Sleuth, or that are based off of Cyber Sleuth. So you have an eating animation, a death animation, a injured animation, guard, basic attack, skill 1, skill 2 some of the time, etc. So you have a lot to work with to be able to create your mod. There are issues with each game when you're importing. Here, Huanglongmon Rise mode, or Ruin mode, sorry, is from New Century. So I'll show you that process. But yeah, let's get started. First of all, you need to download this. I'll put a link in the description for a website where you can download 3D models of New Century and Rearise. Yeah, so you'd need to extract basically the folder, right? You open it and you have a bunch of stuff here. First of all, you have, oh, it has a normal. Okay, interesting. The most two important ones are the FBX. It'll not always be called root. I couldn't find Huanglongmon Rune mode on the website that I'm going to recommend to you. It's someone else that downloaded, took the model for me and then sent it to me. But yeah, I don't know if it always looks like this, but in any case, the two most important things you want to see here are the FBX, which you'll import into Blender. You'll need Blender also for this, obviously. I recommend 4.24 and 4.5. You might need both. Sometimes you can just use 4.24, sorry. For New Century model, sometimes you might want to export with 4.5. There are different Time Stranger importer and exporters, one made by Zeke, one made by Nymic, and another made by Romstar. Zeke's is a combination of both. It has its own issues, but specifically it's just that with 4.24, with the other importer exporters, you can see the animations of the skills and all that scaled correctly. When you want to have a skill from a different Digimon and kind of fit your animation to that skill, you want it to be sized right and all that. So yeah, but generally Zeke's export is great because it allows you to bypass some of the finalized stuff you have to do for your models, like normalizing weights and something else that I don't remember very well. But yeah, so first thing you want to start with is this base texture. I've already actually done all this, so I'm just going to redo it for y'all. I haven't done the model yet, so I'll do that with you in live. But yeah, basically what you want is you want to open upscale, right? So this, I'll leave a link in the description probably for you guys. So yeah, just copy this directory, right? So you want to open upscale. You want to copy paste this directory. So you bring this texture into upscale. You select the image. Here's the wrong directory because it's the one for the textures I've already done. So there it is, the right one. Click on it. So yeah, you see it's 1024 pixels. You want it by 1024 pixels. You want to upscale that by 2 and have it, yeah, at 2048. So you upscale that. So yeah, that's done. Oh, I opened another window here. So yeah, you have your upscaled image. You can delete the old one. Well, maybe just like go to rename, copy it first, copy the name, delete it, rename this. There you go. So now you have your upscaled texture. It's cool that there's a normal here, I guess, but it's not that necessarily. You can upscale the normal as well. But generally there I don't see normals a lot in these textures. Like they're not included, at least in the on the downloadable website. So you generally want to make your own, or if it already has one, like this one, you might want to modify it, because I don't, from what I've seen, at least normals, they don't look like this in the game. So yeah, I'm gonna act like there is no normal, right? So when there's no normal, what you want to do is you want to open, where is it? There it is. This website, I can link it in the description too, Normal Map Online. Here you select your files, right? You had already copy pasted your directory before, so just, oh, that's not right. Do that again. Copy. Paste. All right. So here you have this, right? It's gonna create a normal file. I don't know why it automatically downloaded anything, but it's gonna create a normal for you. Here it's kind of close-ish to what's in game, but they're kind of a bit lighter. So yeah, I'd generally just play with the strength and the level till it kind of looks like this. That's kind of what I do. It depends on the Digimon you're using as a base, in a way, for the materials. It might depend on that. You might want to check what the normals look like there. But this is a first step anyways. We'll talk about that when we talk about the materials and stuff. Right. So just gonna rename that just so I have the right name. So RM, just gonna call it N for normal. I'm gonna download it. And that. And so here I'm gonna copy this. And yeah, so here you have your second normal. You can paste it here, right? You have your normal. So right now what I'm going to do, these two textures are the first ones you have. You're going to open Photoshop or Paint or whatever. I use Photopea, it's free, whatever software you use. And you're going to take these, you're going to drag and drop them into your software, right? Here you have your both your textures. So what you first want to do is you want to export this as a DDS file. Photopea is free, so if you want to download it, I know people have told me not to use it. It's just practical, and I don't waste a lot of time. Yeah, so here you would just, oh no, sorry, keep that as whatever it was, base, right? Now what you do, you select this when it wants to work, right? And then you save it. Right, and now you have your, it's renamed as 1 because I already did this, but you have your texture, right? And you have it saved as a DDS, which is the format which is accepted by the for modding, I think, or whatever. But that's what you need to do. You do the same for the normal, right? You export it as a DDS. It's already got the right name since we renamed it before, right? Let it load, check the name just to be sure. Yep, it's N. Now you export it as DDS, right format. You want to choose, I think you want to choose this. There are more options in Photoshop and Paint, as I've been told many times. But this is generally, at least for photo payout, what I use as an export setting for these textures at the very least. So you save that, there you go, you got your second texture saved. And so for all the other textures, you can do it with the diffuse texture, which is the base color texture. I'm sure you could reuse the textures that they provide. Like there are other textures than normal sometimes that you'll find in the export folder that you downloaded for the model. But generally, as a general rule of thumb, I've mostly never used those textures. Maybe sometimes for specific situations like reflections or something, but even if that's the case, I'm not the one who figured that out. So if you're a noob like me, like just do it like this and ask for expertise if it doesn't look in the Discord server, if it doesn't look good in game. So yeah, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create the light texture, right? I think that's what it's called. So here, what you're gonna do, you're going to go into hue saturation. You're gonna reduce the saturation. Close that. And then you're going to add another modifier or whatever it's called. Gonna go to, where is it again? Brightness contrast. Increase the contrast by 50. Brightness by 20. This can vary, obviously. If it doesn't look good in game, maybe play around with it. And then you want to add a channel mixer. You want to go to the green channel. You want to increase the total here to max. And you're going to go to the blue channel and you're going to do the same. So this is generally what the light textures look like, right? So same deal. You're going to export it as a DDS. I'm just going to keep it as base as well. And then you're going to add an underscore and an L for light texture, right? That's what I think that's what they look like in game. Well, what they're spelled as in the files. So here you save again, right? Export as DDS. So now I'm going to delete all these because you can save this, and if you want to modify it later, it's really easy to recreate anyway, so I don't bother. But now we're going to do the M texture, which is like reflections and shit. I'm not sure. In any case, you start by duplicating this. That's what I do anyways. You click on this layer here. You go down here, you click that. This will create a mask layer, I think. And you copy, you go here to create a selection box, right? You select the whole thing. Then you click in this little white area. Copy paste. I generally turn this off just because I just want to see what it looks like, right? And this is the texture that you'll be messing around with the most, because it really depends on what material you're using as a base, what Digimon you have, you know, what type of mesh it is. Like if it's a fur, then you're going to try to use the material from another fur, and you'll basically, this M texture will depend on what the M texture looks like of the Digimon the Digimon's material you're using. Sorry. But as a general rule of thumb, what I do is where is it again? You go into levels, right? You want to go into red. You want to decrease red completely. Generally, I found that, and a lot of people have told me that M textures are mostly blue. It depends on the Digimon again. Here I'm going to go into green. No, I'm going to go to blue. Go to blue, and then you max out blue, right? And so here is a, you know, safe-ish M texture, right, that you can use and feel like, oh, it might work, right? So you export it as a DDS, and I'll just call it M at the end, underscore M. And as a safety precaution, maybe, in case you're using like a Digimon that has metallic surfaces, the green channel is what handles like metallics and stuff, right? So what you want to do, just to be sure, is you go, oh no, wait, yeah, I fucked up. So this is already the metallic green texture. Like it's not the safe one, right? So now I'm gonna make the safe one. My bad. So you go to the green channel and you want to reduce green completely, right? And this is what most M textures look like, right? The other one is the one with the green channel still intact, so it will, you know, if it has a material that has a metallic shader or whatever it's called, it'll pick up on the green channel, and I guess the percentage of what, you know, controls the levels here is what, you know, will dictate how much of the green channel is still, you know, present and how much metallic reflections you'll have, whatever. So this is enough. That's all you really need. So again, DDS. And I'm just going to call it M2. Just so I can differentiate both. Save that. And so right now you have all the textures you need. I'm pretty sure you have, let me go to, oh shit. Let me go to downloads. So here, yeah, you have the base, the normal, the light texture, sorry, the diffuse texture, the normal, the light texture, the M texture, and the M2, just to be safe, I guess. And so what you want to do is, okay, you want to drag and drop this in your images folder for your mod. Here, I'm just going to give you an example. In Reloaded 2, when you're in Reloaded 2, you can go to create new mod, and then when you're in there, it'll give you a bunch of shit to write to add inside, and then it'll give you a folder, and you want to create a folder called DSTS loader, right? You open that folder, and then you create a bunch of other folders depending on what you require. For new Digimon, generally you want an app0 folder, a patch folder, and then a patch text folder. You can, depending on your language, obviously you can add a bunch of other, you know, patch text folders to have the other languages. I generally do that now. Now that I've been told to do that, I generally do that after I'm done with everything I want to add in the text, because replacing all the text folders serves no purpose if you got to do it over and over again. But yeah, just start with these, whatever language you use. And yeah, everything generally goes into patch. Here you'll have a data folder, which is for all the info you want to add to the Digimon you're adding. And here you'll have your images folder, which is what we're talking about. So here it'll be Reloaded 2, mods. In this case, it's for Digimon Sovereign, DSTS loader, patch, images. And so this is where you want to drag and drop all your images. I have already done it, I'm pretty sure. Where are they? Yeah, it looks like this. It's pretty annoying. Someone who's watching the video will tell me, oh, you're an idiot, do this, and I'll be like, okay. But yeah, I just gotta find these. What's it called again? Huang Long. There you go. Huang Long one. There they are. So here are all of mine for now. I only did a normal M texture. I guess I didn't do a second one. But yeah, I'll just add the other one if it's needed. But that's all you need right now for the textures, right? So let's move on to Blender, right? I'll talk about, you know, creating the folders and all that later on, because, right, you need to at least export your Digimon and all that to be able to even see it in game. So textures first, then Blender, then the Digimon folders. That's generally how I go about it anyways. All right, Blender. So here I've already imported my Digimon. There's a bunch of useless crap in here, but I'm keeping it for reasons later on that I want to improve on. But yeah, this is generally what it'll look like. Here it's Huang Longmon Rise mode or Ruin mode, whatever. Generally what it'll look like here, you'll have the, you know, I don't know what this thing is called. It's called Solid, yeah. Solid tab, and you'll have the Material tab where you'll be able to see the colors. Here there are none because I haven't added them yet. But yeah, this is generally what you'll have. It'll be really tiny. Most of the time you want to import, I haven't had this issue before, but I've been told that it's better to import the Digimon you want to use as a base first, right? But screw that, you know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. If it is, someone will say it in the comments. So yeah, let's import a Digimon that makes sense, you know, that, you know, logically makes sense for this. I'm guessing like a four-legged guy, like Ultimate Brachiomon or like Kentorismon maybe kind of makes sense. I'll go with Ultimate Brachiomon, I'll see. So let's import, so yeah, to import the Digimon you want, like, let's say again, Ultimate Brachiomon, right? I'm gonna go into, where is it? There it is. I'm gonna go into this Digimon character mappings. Gives all the CHR IDs for all the Digimon across different games. Shout out to whoever made this. I have no idea. But yeah, so if you want to search for the Digimon you want, I hit Control F. Here I'm gonna type Ultimate Brachiomon. There you go. So we see he's CHR ID 725. So we can close this, useless now. And we go into import, and you're going to want to import DSTS Geom import. This is Nymix tool. We're on 4.2.4. You can also use Zeke's tool, especially if you're not working on the animations right now. I just prefer to switch to Zeke's tool at the end for final finishes because it's great for exporting the model when you're sure of the size you want and all that, right? That makes sense. So right now I'm using this. You can use Zeke's tool. It's great too. So yeah, use DSTS import. You're going to, so I already have this folder ready, but you're going to want to extract basically all of the files from Digimon Story Time Stranger that you want. I'm sure there's a guide in the Discord somewhere. I'm not sure exactly how I did it. I think I used the helper tool from Zeke, and you like choose the directory for the game. That's pretty easy. I can show you at least how to do that, right? I don't remember exactly how to do the extract, but I can show you how to find the directory for the game, right? So go into your library for like, what's it called? For Steam. You're going to go to Time Stranger here, and you're going to go manage, and you're going to go browse local files, right? And here you'll have game data. And so these are the files you want. I'm pretty sure it's app 0, right? Because that's the folder I was showing you earlier. That has all of the base game files. And then the patch folders. So this one has all the updated game files. And I'm pretty sure add content 17 is for the pre-order update. So Black War Greymon, Black Metal Garurumon, all that. And the outfits, the school uniforms. And add content 1 is the first DLC. Add content 2 is the second DLC, right? So yeah. How to extract, use the helper tool. It'll be in the Discord somewhere, right? If you're watching this video, you probably already know how to do that. All right, so here the CHR ID was what again? I lost my train. 725. You're going to type CHR 725. I have a bunch of files here. They'll become important later. You're going to click on CHR 725. I'm going to give you some stuff here. Doesn't matter that much. All right. So here you have Ultimate Brachiomon. That's about the size of these when you import him in Blender. It might not be the size of him in game because there's a folder that controls the model settings, so like the size and stuff like that. So just to get the right size from Ultimate Brachiomon, you'll want to basically copy his model settings to your model settings and rename the ID. I'll show you how to do that later. But yeah, so you imported that. Great. Okay. Why did I do this? Well, for the size, just to get an idea of what size I'm going to make Huanglongmon Rise mode. And for the materials, he has like metallic materials like this, like chest plate here, and pretty sure Huanglongmon Rise mode is like shiny in some way, like he has reflections, right? So yeah, you're going to want to take that. For now, just like close this. You might want to make a new collection. Think of it as like a group. You can put all of this stuff in here. Like that, you can close it up, you know, when you don't need it. Oh yeah, I'll put that too. That was dumb of me. Okay, let me start again. Open that, select all this, yeah. Drag all that into the collection. You're going to want to switch to this one later on. What you're going to do first, you're going to click on the armature. Oh, let me just show you how to do that. You're completely zoomed out. You click on something like the armature or the mesh, right, the main body. You hit numpad 0. You can completely zoom in to where your model is. So here you have the mesh, the armature. I'm not exactly sure which is best. I'm just going to hit A. When you hit A, it'll select everything that you have visible in Blender. And then you're going to want to hit Alt S. When you do that, your model is going to be resized. Like he's kind of floating. Okay, well, whatever. I'll deal with that later. But there you go. He's resized. He's not the size of Ultimate Brachiomon for sure. Close. You can adjust that later. After you used Alt S, just make him invisible for now. It doesn't really matter. So you have a few things you can do here. I generally like to put him in the rest pose, so that first of all, just hit a quick save. I think is just a good idea after you've done even this small thing, and create your blend file. Call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it Huanglongmon RM port. Right, that'll just be my first version. I see, like, I have lots of different versions for the Digimon I'm working on, just because I'll make mistakes and I'll have to Control Z and I'll realize, oh wait, I can't go back that much, so preemptively make saves just to make sure, right? So just to this area, right, you used Alt S, created your collection, you've imported the stuff that matters in a way. So yeah, let's just continue from here. I want to put him in rest pose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the armature. I'm going to pose mode, hit A just to be sure to select all of the bones. And you're going to hit Alt G, Alt R, Alt Y. Alt Y is not necessary sometimes from what I understand. So now that he's in his rest pose, you can close this. It doesn't really matter for now. Now that he's in his rest pose, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the mesh, which is the go back to object mode first, which is the body, right? And you're going to see if you can separate it into multiple pieces. So you're just going to turn on Ultimate Brachiomon, and you're going to open his this. You're going to drop this down. You're going to take a look at his materials. I said I wanted this one earlier. Where is it? The shield, there it is. Because it had this reflection, right? So might be useful for his body. Doesn't matter how big it is or whatever, generally. But this is the one I'm going to use for the majority of the body, right? So I'm just going to select another one that I don't care about first. Because I don't really want to choose the materials yet. I kind of want to see what the model looks like correctly, and then see if I want to separate the model into multiple pieces to have different materials for different pieces. I'll show you what I mean if you don't know what I mean. If you know what I mean, just bear with me. So yeah, let's choose this one, right? What material is it? It's 725 B01. You're going to go here. You're going to choose a new material, 725 B01, right? You can shut him off now. So now he's going to look like this. It's kind of cool, actually. But that's not what you want to see. So you're going to go here into the shading tab, right? And hit numpad 0 again to zoom in a bit more. You're going to go into the shading tab, and here you're going to see this group, right? You're going to open it. You're going to click on this, so the diffuse textures, so the base texture. You're going to go back into your this folder, or no, sorry, your patch images folder. I'm assuming, following this video, that you've already created these folders to have an images folder to take the images from, right? If you don't do it, you just need to create a new mod. follow the steps that you need to do to create your mod, right? You gotta check the mod loader as an option in the requirements, name, whatever, right? When you're done with that, create the DSTS loader folder, patch folder, images folder, and then drop your images in here. So yeah, you're gonna take this, copy paste it, go back into Blender, and yeah, so here you see the textures. Here we see the Wenglongmon texture is here, so just open it. Right, so that's what he looks like. That's what I'm searching for. I'm not looking to choose a correct material right now. I just want to see what actually looks like, what I can separate. So here, for instance, I like the eyes. I think I would like to separate. I don't think I can separate these. Maybe this gem I can, but these textures I don't think I can. I'm not the best at doing that. I think I can do the eyes, and I think I can do the gem, right? Ideally, I'd have the digicores, but they're not here. For some reason, I think in New Century, they're like effects and not actual like meshes. So yeah, so I want to separate at least let's say the eyes, the beads, those can be in the same thing. Yeah, these beads, these eyes. And yeah, I think that's it. Maybe the scales. No, I think that's fine. Just so the beads in the eyes, all in one group, and maybe the mouth. Maybe the mouth. I'll see. So you want to you want to hit tab, and that'll bring you into edit mode. Right? What you'll see is like basically the model like separated into faces. So you can go up here and you'll have your material tab, your solid tab view, and then your wireframe view. And while this may look daunting, what you want to do is, for me anyways, I'm going to do right now, I can fucking find the eyes, or you can go here, go back into material view, just click on the eyes here, right? So you want to drag and click, shift, drag and click, shift, drag and click. Maybe there's a better way, huh? I'm not sure. Feels like it's all on one texture, so it's going to be hard for me to actually separate it correctly. Like, I'm sure if I select this and like control plus, yeah, I can separate this cleanly. But for like the eyes, I'm unsure if I can do it. And I don't see what I could separate to make it look better, since he's all like purple. And like he's probably like his whole body, like normal Huanglongmon, is, you know, reflective. The only thing I can really think of the eyes, but maybe I can do this at least. Yeah, okay. At the very least, I can do this bead here. And the reason I want to separate it is so I can make it glow. Maybe you can do that with the textures. I have no idea how. Maybe with these two. Let me see. No. No. With these you can't. Okay. Kind of gotta just experiment, see what works. Here, at least this one I can separate cleanly. Not too much fuss. Delete that shit. Oh wow, no, okay. Again, maybe there's a way with textures. I'm unsure, so I'm just gonna work with one material. Maybe I'll just separate the mouth, actually. Just because I don't see that, you know, necessarily reflecting like the rest of the body. Doesn't really make sense to me. Right. Nope. So here I've been pressing Control Plus every time I select a few vertices to Shift, drag, and then Control Plus to add vertices. Trying to separate it. Right. Missed one here. And there. And then all this here. All right. I think I'm done with the mouth. All right. Got all this selected. Now what you want to do is you want to right click, separate selection, right? Just to check if you got everything right and you're not missing any vertices or something. I think I'm missing these on the side. So I'll just Control Z until, yeah, so it's selected again. And see what I'm missing here. Zoom in a bit. There you go. I'm missing these corners here. Up, select, Shift select, Control Plus. And yeah, that should be good. Oh, selected this by accident. You have to unselect this because this is purple. So for me, purple it's reflecting because that's how his model works, I'm pretty sure. Or how his design works. So here you want to separate by selection, right? Double check. Inside of his mouth too. Yeah, okay. Looks good. Right. I'm also going to select this gem here and separate it because I think I can make this glow with the material instead of the texture. I'm not sure about all these lines though, so I'm going to choose this one at least. And separate it by selection. And I'm going to double check, see if it's on that part. Yeah, right. Don't think I'm missing anything. So we're going to name these two so we don't forget, you know, and it's not called just body 01. So we're going to call this mouth. Call this gem. And you can just call this body or main or whatever. Body, it'll be body. All right. So at least we have, you know, 3 different materials, 4 if you count when I'm going to add the digicores later. Meshes, sorry, not materials. So yeah, now you can leave edit mode, hit tab. Then you're back into object mode. This, I'm not sure if this material has reflections or not. Yeah, it does. But is it as strong as the gold there? I'm not sure. I want a material that doesn't have like a reflection node for the mouth because I don't want it. I want it to, you know, be separate. I wanted the body, the main body, to stand apart. So let me check. This is to control the visibility of the mesh, right? Yeah, he's purple now because the texture I used is purple. I actually think this like main body should be okay for the mouth. So I'm gonna use that. Okay, so we're gonna select the mouth, right? All right, it already has it. It already has this material, so perfect. Now for the body, so yeah, let's just completely do the mouth so I can show you guys. All right, so here we're doing the mouth. And so, right, here we have the color texture as I showed you earlier. Now we have the normal. So we're gonna go here, copy paste our images folder. Choose the Huanglongmon normal that I have, right? See the texture will update a bit. Then you have this you don't need. If you have like a reflection, you don't need to replace this. The base game resource will be enough. Then you have this overlay mask sampler, which is the M texture. As you can see here, it's not blue, it's like super dark. So depending on what it looks like in game, you might have to change it. So here, this is the one we made earlier. And you can see now it's a blue texture. Not sure how it'll look like, we'll have to see in game. And here you have the light texture, the radiance map. So you're going to copy paste again and take the light texture that you made. All right, so in here you basically have completed at least one material. Again, the mouth for Huanglongmon rune mode. Seems to look okay, right? Some issues. It might not look like that in game. We'll see. Sometimes what it looks like in Blender isn't necessarily what it looks like in game because of the shaders and the materials and all that jazz. All right. So now we're going to go back here and choose let's see, the mouth one is the one that's selected. Let's choose the body, right? So now we're going to, we wanted a material that was shiny, right? So this one for the shield, right? So here it's 725B03, so that's what we want. We're gonna go back to our Huanglongmon and go here and go to materials, choose the B03, right? All right. As you can see, the mouth and the bead are not affected by this because they're a different material. Okay, so we're gonna do exactly the same process. We're gonna go here, choose this, copy paste the directory, choose the diffuse texture, go here, choose the normal texture after you copy paste the directory again, rinse, repeat. You don't replace this one. Here you have the overlay mask sampler, so this is the M texture. Again, it's dark, so we might have to replace it. I'm actually gonna go, I don't think I created a secondary one, so I'm just gonna go for the basic M texture here. Depending what Digimon you want, you might want to keep the green channel so you have like more metallic. Right here you can see the color from this branches off to here. If you look at green, it goes to metallic, right? So the green channel is responsible for metallic, from what I understand. So yeah, you did overlay mask sampler, now you overlay mask sampler, now you do the light texture, the irradiance texture. Boom, select the same thing as before. So what'll change here, you're using the same textures, right? Is the material that you're using, the flags that it has. I'll go into that later. And the shader, which I don't quite understand yet. All right. So here you have the main body material done, right? The gem, however, is a little more complicated because you want a material that is, you know, somewhat shiny, right? That kind of has this like energy vibe. So what I've been using for the other Digimon, for the other Digimon Sovereign is Millenniumon, which is CHR 230. Take a while to load. Oh, I wrote CJR. My bad. The CHR 230. Here it is. Gonna import that. What you're gonna want to do is you're going to, well, what I like to do first is that since we're done with Ultimate Brachiomonn for now, is that we're going to delete everything that's in this collection. We're going to take everything in ours and we're going to put it in this one. As you, from what I understand, I'm unsure if this is still the case or whatever, you want it to be in this geome collection for exporting. To at least export any model, what you need is you need the geome, you need the geome collection, and you need the right materials, right? From an imported model from Digimon Storytime Stranger. All right. What we can also do now to save time before we move on to something else. Before we actually no, let's just finish doing the gem first. What you're gonna do is you're gonna select this, right? Which is EF body. You're going to unselect everything else just so you can only see that. Like that. Look what material is 230B04. You're gonna go to the gem. You're gonna take 230B04. Right now it looks yellow. That's normal. That's what he has. And you're gonna go to the shading tab. And you're gonna do the same thing. Go here, copy paste, select the diffuse texture, right? Go here, it says light pixel project. Here for the other ones, what I did is I used the M texture. But from what I understand, you want something that's like bright to have the color of what you want it to look like. From what I understand, huh? What I did for Huang Longmon anyways. So I'm gonna actually, funnily enough, actually I'm just gonna choose this texture again. Yeah, it should be correct-ish color. Okay. So here you're gonna go here. I'm gonna paste the directory again. I'm gonna click the normal again. Then you're going, yep, this you don't want to replace. This is the like effect, the bumpiness effect that you'll have for like the energy effect, from what I understand. Same for this. This is part of it, and this is part of it too. So you don't want to delete any of this. Next, what you want is, yeah, it looks weird right now. What you want is that you want the flag from that material so that when you're in game, this can like animate as if it were, you know, an effect that's moving, right? Like that's energy based or something, like this thing is. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to select your primary mesh, so this one, and then you're going to select shift, and then click the mesh that you want the flag from, right? Then you're going to do just join them, right? Now it's gonna look purple like that thing is. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to go into tab for edit mode. If you press A, you can see that even this is selected, so it's part of that mesh for now. And you're going to want to go into wireframe mode, and then probably click here on select box, and then select this thing again. Hit Control Plus just to make sure you didn't miss any vertices. Then right click, separate by selection, right? Not separate again. What that does is that basically by joining with the other mesh, you're gonna get some information, whatever it is. I can't explain it in detail. From the other mesh that includes stuff that you need for the material, such as like shaders or whatever. I'm talking out of my ass here, but do this. At least you want to do this from what I understand, for materials that have special visual effects, right? Like flames or something like that. Yeah, I'll have to do it for the digicores too when I create the digicores. But yeah, now it's separated. What you want to do is you want to go here, modifiers tab, because right now it's basically joined to the armature for Millenniumon. You want to change that, so click this, click this little box, and then go back to root, which is the name of the armature for Huanglongmon Ruin Mode. Now you want to drag and drop this back into this geom collection. Click that. Control click this root armature, or shift click directly onto the viewport. What you want to do is you're going to hit Control P, then object keep transforms, right? So it's going to be joined back to this. The reason it is still purple is because it's using the UV maps from this one. What you want to do is you want to go here into what's called data object properties, go to UV maps. You're going to see UV1 and 2. Yours is wrongly named, so it's going to be UV0. So there you go, it's back to normal. What I want to do is you see here it has 2 UV maps. I'm going to delete this one, rename this to UV1, duplicate it by pressing plus, and you're going to click and name it UV2. While we're at it, we're going to do the same for the other ones. Name this UV1. We don't need to duplicate it because it didn't have the original mesh doesn't have 2 UV maps, so, or I think it doesn't. You just, or you didn't add the flag or whatever, so you don't need to do that. So just rename it UV1. This is UV1 already, and this is still UV0, so you want to name it UV1. So now technically the model, you can export it at this point of the process. All right. So now we're going to delete Millenniumon. We don't need him. All right, you can see it kind of already glows. Looks like it glows anyways. It's bad I can't separate the eyes. I'll figure something out for that when I'm refining this later on. So yeah, from here, basically, your base model is pretty much done. All you got to do is resize it to your liking. Generally, you're going to want to base it off, or you're going to let the... I hit Alt-S after it was tiny. So for now, I haven't resized it at all. But what I'd like to do, I've tried letting only the model settings resize it. For New Century, it seems to work fine. Rear Rise is a bit more complicated. But as a general rule of thumb, I like to resize my Digimon to the move that I'm going to use. So it's a bit complicated, but let's say the skill 1, let's say it's like him roaring or whatever. The effect I'm going to use for that move is going to be from a move where he also roars, right? Most likely I'm going to basically scale him to the size of the Digimon I'm going to use. For now, I have no idea what move I'm going to use for him. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale him to Ultimate Brachiomon, just so that he looks good in game, right? That's the idea. Okay. So I don't remember what the CHRID for Ultimate Brachiomon is, so I'm going to go back here. Oh yeah, there he is, 725. Perfect. So now we're going to go import, and you're going to go to MVGL Geom. So this is Romstar's importer. It's also in the comments in the research tab of the Discord. And you're going to go to Time Stranger, and you're going to import Geom. So here you're going to go to app 0. So your extracted app 0 folder of Digimon Time Stranger. Oops. I'm going to type again 725. And you're just going to import this again. Oh, I can't do it because why? And I'm going to quit. And I'm going to open it again. All right, so it's open again. Close that. And we're going to try and import it again. If it doesn't work, then we'll switch to Zeke's importer. Actually, I managed to import Ultimate Brachiomonn, but from what I remember, actually, I wanted his skill 1 to be the one from Chronomon DM. So I'm going to import him instead, because I think that's what I want to use. I'm unsure, but I think so. So I think it's CHR046, so that's what I'm going to use. Yeah, if you ever have any issue where you're trying to import, it's just not working, just save your Blender file, exit, open it again, try again. If it doesn't work, then switch to another Blender version, use Zeke's importer, etc. It's Zeke's importer is better for importing stuff. I find generally it just works better. It's just for animations in particular that I prefer this one. Okay, so yeah, Chronomon is quite larger than Penglongmon. Just verify something, because sometimes when they do their moves, they're actually smaller. No, okay, he's the same size. Okay, so I'm going to resize Longmon so he's at the same size, or at a similar size to Chronomon DM. Alright, so click on the armature, go to scale in object mode. And you're gonna scale him, let's say that's good. Check. Yeah, okay. Let's say that's good. Actually, I'm gonna keep him in this Blender file. But I'm just gonna use him from the move. I'm actually gonna use Brachiomon because I want to use his model settings, actually. I think it might work better because he's a quadruped in the end. So I'm going to do that again. Yeah, I do think it'll work better for the scaling. Just makes more sense. Their body shape is similar. Alright, so same deal. Just select this and go to scale. Scale it up. I think it's a bit too big, but it might scale it down. It depends on. Yeah, so when you're done scaling, generally, I like to check here. And I want to make this like, not decimals, right? So just a flat number, 3. I feel like 3 is still a bit too big. Try 2.5. No, you know what? I'll just keep it at 3. Who cares? If he's a bit too big, then that's when I'll go into the model settings and scale him down a tiny bit. Okay, so let's say this is good for the size. So we're going to get rid of Ultimate Brachiomon because he's kind of useless now. We're not going to use any of his moves. Actually, yeah. No, we still need him. So here what you're going to do is you're going to delete all of his meshes. Goodbye. Delete. Right? Delete that shit. You can actually make him invisible. You just need to see the armature. Select the armature. Go into edit mode. Then here, drop this down. Select MVGL dummy. You do not need to do this for a rear eyes model. From what I understand, you just need to use it for New Century. And even that I'm not sure of. But one of the guides in the Discord told me to do it, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. I did notice I didn't need it for the Digimon Sovereign, but they're from Rear Rise, so it might be because of that. Right, so you selected the bone. Now you're gonna separate bones. Boom. Right, now you're gonna have 2 armatures: the original one and the one with the separated bone. You're gonna delete the original one. You're gonna take the one with the separated bone. You're gonna put it into the Geom collection. You're gonna make it as visible. Delete this collection. You don't need it anymore. Select this one. Click on the armature with the MVGL bone, and shift click on this on Wing Longmon's armature, or control click there. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go right click, and then you're gonna go join. Right. And so now if you drop this down, you'll see you'll have the MVGL dummy bone, which is right there. Okay, so this was the last part of having to prepare the model to be exported. Now you can actually export the geom. So DSTS geom export. So what is he gonna be called? SVD 206, I guess. 2061. That'll be my that'll be my ID. This is the CHR ID. I just changed CHR to SVD so that it doesn't have any voice, because or else he'll just have some random Digimon's voice, which will just be weird. Yeah, so just export it. Right, so now that's done. That's the first part done, and you can go in game and check him out. He'll or be in a rest pose or be really weird. You obviously have to take those files and slap them into your mod. I'll just do that just so I can show you. Here we have the mod folder, right? We're gonna go into patch. I exported it to this new folder. There are these. I'm gonna copy paste them, put them here, this patch folder, and those are the new ones. You also need the base animation from the Digimon you took the MVGL bone from. So for me, it's Ultimate Brachiomon. So we're gonna go here. F0 CHR725, and you're gonna look for the anim. CHR725 anim. That's what you're looking for. There it is. Copy that shit, paste it here, and just rename it to what these ones are called. SVD for me 2061. Boom. So you got your anim folder file now. And for me, when you're previewing a Digimon, at least what I recommend is to have the BN01 animation, which is the idle. It's when he's like basically not moving, just staying still in a way, but he's kind of moving around. So at least you want to export that, right? So what you want to do is you want to click on the armature again. You're gonna, maybe in your Blender version you'll have this down. You want to drag it up, and you want to go to non-linear animation, right? Do not pay attention to this. Oh yeah, this is from joining the MVGL bone. So you got all the animations from Ultimate Brachiomon, which are all useless. You don't need them. So just, yeah, shift click everything. And actually just keep the base. You just want that. Normally, when you're doing this, at least for your eyes, when you don't have a MVGL bone, you need to, and just for so you guys know, you go here, click on no action, and click on this drop down menu, and you want to search for base, and you'll find the thing here, right? You click on that, and you'll have it here, and then you click on this button to drop it down, and you'll have it there. Might actually keep that one over this one. Be safe. I'm not sure if it's better, but whatever. So here you have your base anim, the thing that you got earlier. You want to lock it and enable it. And here is when you're going to start selecting other animations from your Digimon. So for me, what I wanted is the BN, so the idle. So it should be called idle or stand in New Century. So you just choose which one you prefer. Me, it'll be in root. Yeah, there it is. Root. Idle. There it is. All right. Digging now, you can see it's there. That's how he moves. Pretty standard, right? You're gonna drop it down, same as before. You're gonna go here in output while your armature is selected, and you're gonna bring it up to at least 30 FPS. Right, now you have your idle. Right, looks good. And what you're gonna do to export it is you're gonna select it. Make sure your armature is selected. Make sure it's also enabled here. Go to export, MBGL, time stranger, animation. Make sure you go here, you select the right armature, in here, and you select the right track, which is idle. Export animations. And what you want to do is you want to name it your ID. So for me, it's SVD 2061 underscore BN01. And it is case sensitive, so you want to use lowercase. And yeah, then you just export. And that's your, at least your idle exported. You can start doing the other ones, but just this is enough to at least see if he looks good in game, and that's what we want to do right now. So yeah, well, I'll just see you soon when I'm in game, and we'll see how he looks. Actually, before we move on to seeing him in game, I have to show you how to create the folders you want for to be able to put them in the game, right? So the big ones you want, these are unnecessary. Don't pay attention to these. For now, at least, they're, especially this one is completely unnecessary. So you want to focus on these. Yeah, these ones. All these ones don't matter right now. This one will later, but right now it doesn't. So yeah, create a folder called char_info.mbe. And yeah, so this extracting MBE files also in the Discord. If you're watching this video, you most likely know how to do it. That's how you do most mods. All right, you need to know how to do that. I'm not going to explain that right now, but there's a lot of info about it in the Discord. So yeah, just I'm assuming that you have all the files extracted and all the MBEs extracted you need already. All right, so I'm going to go into my place where I have all of my MBEs extracted. This is not it. There you go. And this is all you need basically, right? I have this in a separate folder. You're gonna go to character info, right click, and hopefully, I'm assuming you have Notepad++, which is the best for editing CSVs without, you know, completely destroying them. So you're gonna go to search, find, and we're gonna type in Ultimate Brachiomon's info. So CHR 7. Oh, what the fuck did I do? No. CHR 725. What the hell? Oh, numpad. 725. All right. And we're gonna hit find next. That's Ultimate Brachiomon. So we're gonna control copy. Why am I using him? I don't think it's that relevant, but I did use him as a base, so I think that's just best. And so you're gonna copy paste this line, and you're gonna change everything here. Mostly. So here, for instance, just delete Ultimate Brachiomon and type, for me, it's gonna be Huang in all caps, Huang Longmon underscore RM, that's what I'm going to call it, underscore, and then it's the loose ID, so 55045, that's what I want. All right, so you have done that. Now you're going to write what the CHR ID is. So for me, it's SVD 2000 and what is it again? Yeah, 61. And here you have loose ID, so you've already kind of created it. It's going to be 55045. Right, so now you're done with this. You can go to file, save. What is all this? No idea. Doesn't matter for me. Close both. Go here, Digimon status, and then right click, edit with Notepad+, search, find, Ultimate, you can write this too. Ultimate Brachiomon. Oh. Oh. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh no. Right, so click this, Control C. Oh yeah, I forgot to open it here. So go back into Digimon status. This is you also want to create a Digimon underscore status.mbe. That's where you'll basically copy paste this file here. You'll rename it to, instead of being a Digimon underscore Digimon status data CSV, it'll be Digimon status data .ap.csv. And you go into that. Sorry, yeah, you don't want to open it like that at all. This is the destructive method. You go into here. Here you'll have a bunch of lines. You'll have all this basically, and you'll delete everything except one line, and then you'll copy paste the line that you copied from the other one. Here is it's written app.ap.csv, and then you want to add your line. For me, it's Huanglongmon RM. So I'm going to copy paste what I got from Ultimate Brachiomon. So here you want to delete this and type in the loose ID, which is 55,045 for me. And then you want to write down again what you did before. Huanglongmon RM, and then the loose ID 55,045. Then again, you want to go here, type the CHRD, which is SVD for me, 2061. And here I think it's whether see everything's written 6 here. It's whether they're mega plus or whatever. 6 is mega from what I understand. And here I see I made a mistake of making Huanglongmon 6. He should be 7 for mega plus, and I'm going to do the same thing for Huanglongmon RM 7 because he is mega plus. He's a Jogris god, whatever. So I'm going to go all the way to the end here. And I always see this, which is the original ID. So I don't really know what this does, but I always replace it with the loose ID of the newly created Digimon. I feel like that just makes sense. And here is the field guide number, right? Here, so you see here I have 562, 563, 564, 565, 566. So here it's going to be 567. It's one mod. They should all follow each other logically in the field guide, right? You have other things to do in Digimon status as well, notably whether they're virus, data, or vaccine. I think it's here. 1 is data, 2 is virus, 0 is vaccine. Wait, which is it? It's the third. So 1, 2, 3. It's 1. So it's data. I'm pretty sure Huanglongmon is data. Not sure about ruin mode. No data. Okay, so I'm unsure what that is yet. I have to change him when I have it. But he's apparently no data, no attribute, so neutral. Yeah, I'll change that later. Keep him as a data right now. And I'll just save this and close it. You don't need this one anymore. So next, you're going to create a evolution.mbe folder. And you're going to copy these 3: evolution condition, evolution 2, and then chrono evolution. You're going to rename them all to .ap.csv, and you're going to delete all the info in it and just copy paste the lines you want from other Digimon. So evolution condition, it's a bit more complex because it's a Jogris, right? I'm just going to copy paste the information I have from Huanglongmon because they're basically the same, right? This is for the item you need. I have a special item for them to digivolve. That's why you see item and shop MBE in the folder. And here you want to enter the Digimon that are involved in the Digivolution. Here it's a Zulongmon, so 55,040, and what's his name? Zukiamon, so 55,041. Right? This is the personality they use for now. It's daring. I'll change that, you know, when I get to it. It's not really important. I might have to change it actually to make it easier for me to DNA Digivolve to him. But for now, it doesn't matter. These are things that you finalize. All right, you've got your evolution conditions. So you save. Everything here is stats, by the way. So when you're copy pasting someone else's thing, you'll just have his stats, and I don't remember which does what. You have to look at that yourself in the Discord. Ask someone, they might know. Or else just, you know, compare what you see. Like here it says like 3,400, 3,930, 3,860, and go to like Grindosaur. It's a website for Digimon games, and type the Digimon that you use the info for, and compare this to the stats that he has, and you'll see which column is which stat, basically. That's how I did it when I needed to know. I don't remember though. So yeah, now you save. Oh, already saved. Perfect. Close it. Then you go to Evolution 2. Hit it with Notepad. I already have stuff because this is a big mod with a few Digimon. But again, you're going to copy paste it, right? I already told you, and you already renamed it, right? So now you just open it. Everything is deleted, hopefully, right? That's what you want to do. And copy paste a line from one of your extracted MBEs. So yeah, evolution. You're gonna go here, edit with Notepad. You're just gonna copy paste one of them. I generally like to rename these. I'll have them like at 55,000, like I do with my loose IDs, and then I have the ID of the Digimon to basically. So I know which Digimon I'm talking about. There's 2061, so I know that's Huanglongmon Rune Mode. And so here, basically, this is like the Digimon that you're doing the evolution for. And so in this first column, you have the Digimon that evolves into this Digimon. So here, for instance, before I'll show you, for Huanglongmon normal, you have 55,042, which is by Human, digivolving into 55,044, which is Huanglongmon. And same for Ibanwumon, you have Ibanwumon digivolving into Huanglongmon. So you're going to put both IDs of the Digimon concerned, the Digimon digivolving from, and the Digimon different digivolving to. So here for me it's 55,040, that's a Zulongmon. You hit 2 commas and you go 55,045 for me, which is Huanglongmon Runemon. Double commas, 0. You can, instead of having to enter this manually, since it's the same for everyone, you can just copy paste what's written here. Oh, there you go, and you're done. I need to do this twice though, because I have 2 Digimon digivolving to him. And you can add as many lines as you want. Well, as many, no, you can't, because there's a limit to how many slots you have to be able to digivolve to. But like, let's say you're making a new Digimon slot and you want to add like a whole evolution line, like I did for my Guilmon Black. Like Guilmon Black digivolves into like Cyclopsmon and I don't know who else, Tyrannomon and stuff like that. And you just want to add the Digimon digivolving to. Like if it's a Guilmon Black, I'll have my Guilmon Black ID like 4 times if there's 4 Digivolutions, and have the Digimon he digivolves into every time. And same for the Digimon he digivolves from. Right. But mostly when you're doing a mod like this, generally, from what I've seen from people, is that you do like, if they're doing a Mega Digimon, which is the case here, just have a 1 or 2 lines at most. Alright, so here you just want to change this to 1 to be able to make it Zukiamon, and change this to 2 because it's like the second line, I guess. And you save this. And then for Chrono Digivolution, it's a bit more complicated. It's a bit the same principle, except you have the entire line that you want to write down. This is baby, rookie, champion, ultimate, mega, mega plus. You want to type what the line should be. Here for Huang Longmon, it actually should be, I'm gonna write put Bahumon instead. And yeah, actually I'll put Bahumon's line here. It makes more sense than what I have. The Zulongmon. Right? Okay. And so here you have an extra one because Zulongmon is not a Mega Plus Digimon, right? So this is why you have one here. So for Fanglongmon, I'm just going to copy a Zulong Rise mode, Rune mode, copy a Zulongmon. And I already have, so for me, I have the rookie, the champion, the ultimate, the baby, the rookie, the champion, the ultimate, the mega. So now I just need to add the loose ID, or the ID of, the loose ID of Fanglongmon Ruin mode, which is 55,045. You'll just have to add the IDs of the Digimon you want to Digivolve to. So let's say you're making a Rosemon X, right? So you want to add Tanemon's ID, then you want to add Palmon's ID, then Togemon's ID, then Lilymon's ID, then Rosemon's ID, and then finally Rosemon X's ID. If that's the line you're making, basically. So that's what you got to do. I don't know why I have these two lines here. Right. Save that. Now you're done with evolution. You can go to load character MBE, Kara MBE. You want to create that folder, copy both these files, same thing, renamed it to .ap.csv. Open them, delete everything inside, and then copy paste a line of the Digimon that you copied the animations from. They're all the same from what I've seen generally, so I just copy paste what I already have, but just copy paste the line of the Digimon whom you're taking the base animation from. Generally what I do. And then yeah, just rename the THRD to what you created, what you have, and then you're done. And do the same with the load model. Same thing here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's the same for everyone. You just gotta rename your ID. So copy paste one of the lines from the original MBE. Rename it. Save. And close. And then you're going to do the same with model locator again. Create the folder, rename it a.ap.csv, delete everything inside, blah, 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 blah. And here's the same thing. It'll just be the ID and then the ID with lock next to it. So you don't even have to copy paste. You just need to put the quotation marks, the CHRID inside the comma, and then same thing here. Very simple. You save. Oh, I forgot to change the ID. Silly me. And you're golden. And model locator motion, it's exactly the same thing, except it's two lines. So just rename both these lines to your ID. And you're done. And go into model setting, and here's where you want to again copy paste. It's the same deal. Create the the folder, obviously, rename it to .ap.csv. And you want to take the model settings from the Digimon you used to resize, right? Which is not necessarily the one you use for the MVGL bone. I did, but you want to use the one that you used to like have the right size for. You're gonna search. I'm gonna search here. Find DHR725. Copy. Paste. Rename the ID. And here's where you'll come back later to check the size. It's float 56. You'll look at that and see if the size is too big, and then you can reduce it there. So you're done. You want to close it. All you got to do is rename the ID. Very simple. And yeah, here you're done for this. You have another folder that you need to put in you need to create an app.0 folder, app0 data, and its model outline. Create that again. Copy paste the extracted one, rename it .ap.csv, delete everything inside, and yeah, it's the same thing for everyone again. So you just gotta copy paste the line and then rename it to your ID. Save, close, and you're pretty much done. Everything else is, you know, if you want to do it. So for me, patch text 01 is English. I'm gonna open that text. I have a bunch of shit here. Some of it's not important for now to make the model work, but you can still do it. Here is like I don't know what it's called, belong. It's like they're a holy dragon, an angel, whatever. You just look on Wikimon or on internet, it'll be written here. It's God Beast or Anglomon Ruin Mode. I'm just gonna use maybe Holy Dragon, like I did above. I think that makes the most sense. I copy paste this here. Delete that. I don't need it, and rename that. 5, 4. There you go. So yeah, you have the loose ID here in quotation marks, and then whatever it says on internet or whatever you choose. You can call him, you know, turd or whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Not for, you know, verifying if the model works. But yeah, you can do that. Buff message. Ignore this. Is specific to my mod. Character name. That's important actually. And so here you have what you had before. Remember, you had CHR underscore Huang Longmon underscore RM underscore loose ID, right? You want to keep this same structure. All you want to do is replace the names. So here I want to replace, well, actually, I'm going to keep Huang Longmon because it's the same writing. And then underscore RM, and then replace the loose ID. For me, it's 45. And then add RM. Ruin mode. All right, and I'm going to save it. At least it'll have its name. What else? Digimon profile. It's important, but not right now. Item explanation. It's not relevant to what you're doing. This is specific to my mod. Item name, same. Skill explanation, that's later. Skill name, that's later. So I'm just going to avoid this for now. So with that done, you pretty much have everything you need to import, well, to basically test your mod. I still need to bring in the BN01 animation. I forgot to do that. I did export it. There it is. Copy it and paste it. And so now what we can do is that we can check how it looks like in game, right? So see you soon. Alright, so I'm in game right now and it seems to have worked. I'm going to use the DNA Digivolution and see if it works, okay? Camera's a bit off. Oh wow. Something's wrong here, buddy. So the reason he was fucking up most likely is I forgot an important step, which is to apply all transforms. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit A, hit Control A, and then apply all transforms. Right? Let me check something first, actually. I scaled it to 3, that's right. No, I scaled it to 3. That means after you apply all transforms, I controlled C just to do that. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna see that, notice that it's kind of not at the center. So you're gonna hit tab here in the NLA editor, where I was before. I don't think I mentioned that, which I should have. My bad. You're gonna hit tab here, go to graph editor. Make sure the armature is selected. Go to pose mode, hit A to select all the bones. And you're gonna type location. Right. Type location, then you're gonna hit S, Y, and then I scaled by 3, so I'm gonna hit 3. And then normally it should be, the animation should be playing correctly, like he should be centered. There you go. So it should be working correctly here. I don't know why the left paw is acting up there, but that's something you can kind of fix yourselves. Or I'll fix myself. Right, just to be sure, I'm just gonna reapply all transforms. And I'm gonna re-export the geom, just to be sure, if that was the issue. And I'm gonna also re-export the BN01, just the idle animation, just to make sure I don't have that issue again. MVGL, Time Stranger, export anim. Go here, select the right armature. Okay, I have it. Select the right NLA track. And select rename to BN01. Export animations. Boom. Alright, so hopefully it works. So, as you can see, he's currently working now. Doesn't have a walking anim, so there you go. But yeah, he's way too big. He's also missing the gem. That's because, I'll show you why. It can happen sometimes. Yeah, and he goes into rest pose because we don't have one of the animations necessary. I think his materials are okay. Got some like light reflection issues, I'd say. That's because of the end texture. So I'll try something else later on. But first and foremost, he's way too big. So I'll scale him down in the model settings and we'll see how he looks from there. Yeah, so I'll show you guys that. So here we're back into the folder. So we're gonna go into model settings. Here, this time we're not gonna open with Notepad. We're just gonna double click. And we're gonna go into our, right, this is the line for the Digimon we're creating, right, that I'm creating currently. And we're going to find float 56. Float 56 is the size. So here, for some reason, it's 1. And it's too big. So we're going to bring it down, not by half. We're going to bring it down to 0.8. 0.85, right? No, let's do 0.8. 0.8. And no, actually, I'm stupid. We don't want to do that because if you change something into the CSV into Excel or LibreOffice or whatever you're using, it can mess up the quotation marks that there is. So you don't want to do it here, but you do want to know where it is. And so here it's between 2.2 and 0. So I can kind of figure out where it is in the, and you can compare it to these. So yeah, let's just open it up in text in Notepad+. And let's find it. It's 1 and it's in between 0 and 2.2. There it is. Should be here. So you want to change that? I wanted to change it to 0.8. So that's what I'm going to do. Save. I'm also going to close here because we don't want... No, don't save. And we saved here. You want to be sure to check if you modified the right one. Just double click and go back to float 56 here. And yeah, you see 0.8. So it's the right one. So now we'll go back in game and we'll see how the size looks. But actually before that, I do want to show you how to fix the issue with that, with the gem there. The problem with this is generally when you separate something like that, it only has one weight influence with the vertex groups. Something I'll just show you real quick. And you want to give it another influence and it'll make it appear. So right now just click on that. You'll have that mesh and go to edit mode. Actually, you don't need to go into edit mode. Just go click down here on data, right, and you'll have all of these groups, right? Just stay there and then go up here, object mode, go to weight paint mode, and then go to the very top, click on J center, and then go down with your arrows and just check, scroll down. You see, we just saw it light up red. So there is on BP001 spine 1, there's a weight, and as we keep scrolling down, up, there is nothing. So there you go. So that means you need to add it to something else. I'm probably going to add it to spine 2. I think there should be a spine 2 somewhere. Spine 1 was there. Let's just go up here and type spine 2. Oh, there's spine. Okay, so we're just going to put it to spine. Here it shows up the vertex group. We're doing this one though, so I'm going to use just spine and it should be fine. I'm going to go do the same thing. So I'm going to go to effect body. So this is the gem. Fine. Edit mode, select all with A, assign 0.01. And normally it should be good unless I need to delete all of those vertex groups which have the wrong name. But it should be fine since they're unassigned. Yep, alright, it exported fine. So now we're going to try again and see what it looks like in game with the gem working and hopefully it not being too big. Alright, so right now he is at an acceptable size, I'd say, compared to the other one. Maybe he's a bit smaller, actually. But I think it's okay for now. I'll adjust it later on if need be. He's still going into his idle mode because Wing Longmon's gonna like roar at one point. There you go. He doesn't have that animation, so right now he's rest posing. So if you see you have that problem, it's because you don't have that. I'll show you how to do that when I'm a bit done. Yeah, so I do need to fix the reflections so it's less crazy like this. There's not these white reflections on him. Make him shine a bit like Wing Longmon here. But yeah, or else the size is pretty good. Let's see him in the menu. Whoa, yeah, okay, he's way too big here though. So we'll have to adjust this. But the gem is actually back, so that's good. And if you have this issue where you're seeing all the cameras wrong and all that, it's not good. Then use another model setting, and you can try to see if it helps that way. So that's done, and I'm gonna show you how to do an outline now, so that you guys have that done as well. So it's mainly going to be for the body and for the mouth, because the rest of the energy thing doesn't really need an outline, in my opinion. So yeah, so first you're gonna do Shift D, right? That's done. And yeah, so before I do it, I'm just gonna show you. If you press Shift D and you start moving it around, it'll start fucking up, right? So what you want to do is you hit Shift D. Oh yeah, Shift D. Then you just hit Enter or Spacebar or whatever, and there you'll have it. So what I do here is I hit Tab on the newly duplicated mesh. Hit A after you go into edit mode and while hitting Tab. I go generally and I merge by distance, because when I try to scale it sometimes it like see that the model starts separating into pieces. So this is just what I do generally to prevent that. Then you go into mesh again. Oh no, first what I do is I hit here for scale. I hit Alt S to scale by thickness. You can scale to whatever you want, but generally afterwards I resize it to 0.05 and hit enter. Right? Hit A again because I had selected it. Go to mesh now and go to normals and flip them. Right? And after you're done with that, go to this again, go to materials, and when I imported the models before, I imported all the materials, including the outline materials, these black materials that are, or empty materials that are written generally MTR line 1, 2, 3, etc. So take the one that's empty, like this one, and you'll see that now the material is extending like further than the mesh, right? So if you like select this and then disable that, you'll have basically the outline here. So you're gonna select the mouth, duplicate it, edit mode, A, mesh, merge by distance, scale, Alt S, scale to whatever, 0.005, enter, then mesh, normals, flip, and you're done. Just need to select the thing again, materials, and then select the same material, or MTR line 01, the invisible. There you go. And you can check if you want again. You can disable the mouth, but you'll still see the outline. There you go. So that's how you do the outline. Pretty much done. You do want to, I think, apply all transforms again just to be safe. And then you export again, right? And I'll show you how the outline looks in game with hopefully the reflections fixed for the material. Yep. All right. See you soon. Actually, after looking at it in game, for me at least, for this model, 0.005 was not enough, so I increased it by minus 0.002. So I'm just about to do the same thing for here. Up. 0.02. That looks slightly more outliney, right? So hopefully this looks better. The reflection the M texture didn't work either for this one, unfortunately. Don't know why I'm having so much trouble. It worked fine for Huang Longmon and Hercules Kabuterimon X. Might be because of the material. In any case, we're just gonna see how it looks removed for now, and I'll figure out a replacement texture for this when I have the time. So right now I'm just gonna remove this and add this dummy texture I prepared here. So now it's an empty texture, there's nothing in it. You could just delete it, but apparently can cause issues, so just putting an empty texture is just the best way to go. If you want to know how to do that, you just import what that texture would be, like the size, generally 1024 by 1024, and then you just delete everything inside and then export it as such. So hopefully here the outline is better. Oh wait, I have that selected, that's why. It looks slightly better, hopefully it's enough. And yeah, let's see how it looks like in game. Yeah, so the outline definitely looks better now. Clear, the reflections, yeah. It's too bad I can't get it to kind of reflect gold, like, or at least shiny. But yeah, that's something I'll have to work on. Yeah, the idle works, and I think the size is actually okay. It's just I need to fix this, and I'll probably have to copy another model setting from someone else to try and do it. But let's move on to exporting other animations such as the walking, guard, block, all that type of animations. Problem with New Century is that you have you don't have the same amount of animations, so you might have a couple of one of them that are missing, and you'll have to create them. And I can show you kind of how to do that. Can be kind of complicated. Up to you if you want to just replace it with something else, right? But yeah, let's continue.